often hear about being exiled to the borderlands, but is it really just a change of location? If you were exiled, could you survive to return? Today, let's travel through time and personally experience the brutality of exile. You are a scholar who, for boldly criticizing the government in a petition, is sentenced by the court to exile for 3,000 lay. The autumn wind is bleak, and you kneel in the courtroom. Watching the indifferent judge pronounce your sentence, 20 lashes and exile to Ningguta. Never to return. You lift your head in shock. Your body already child with a Ningguta is a place of extreme cold and hardship, where it is said that exiles rarely survive. You have no time to think further as several officers grab your arms, and, with each rising and falling of their hands, rods crash down on your back, splitting your flesh and staining the ground with blood. You grit your teeth, daring not to cry out, fearing even greater punishment after the lashes. You collapse to the ground, barely able to move, but you have no time to recover. The officers immediately force you to set off. Heading north, on the road to exile, you were shackled with heavy chains, walking alongside a group of criminals, surviving on meager rations of dry bread and cold water. Many fall along the 1,000-mile journey, never to rise again. The autumn wind bites into your bones, and you can only imagine how terrifying the winter in Ningguta must be, sending shivers down your spine along the way. You see some escaped convicts who have been amputated of their feet or beheaded as a warning to others. You once thought of escaping under cover of night, that the sight of the corpses fills you with despair, and you can only grit your teeth and continue on. When winter comes, the wind and snow sting your face, making your teeth chatter and your limbs stiff. One day, your companion, unable to bear the cold any longer, sneaks into the woods in the dead of night. The next day, the officers find his stiff body, frozen to death in the snow, his hands clutched tightly to his chest, his face still contorted in pain. You lower your head, daring not to look, fearing you could be next. 2 months later, you finally arrive in Ningguta. It is a land of ice and snow, with white covering the mountains and fields standing in the wind. Your face feels as if it's being sliced by knives. The authorities give you coarse clothing and torn-out cotton shoes, telling you that from now on, you are a laborer here, tasked with chopping wood, hunting, and clearing land every day. If you dare to slack off, you will receive 20 lashes. You reluctantly accept the ragged clothes and, dragging your exhausted body, move into a mud hut. The cold wind pierces through the hut, making it impossible to sleep at night. The next morning, the officers wield whips to drive you and the other exiles up the mountain to chop wood. Your hands are so frozen that you can hardly hold the axe, but you dare not stop, fearing the whip soon. Your palms are cracked from the cold, and blood seeps through your rough gloves, causing excruciating pain. There are no doctors here, so you must tend to your wounds yourself. You hear stories of people being attacked by wild animals and no one daring to help, or of people falling ill with fever and never waking up. You slowly realize that this is not a punishment but a slow death sentence. Years pass, and you become accustomed to the cold, hunger, and exhaustion, your body withering away, your face etched with the marks of time. You once thought you would die here, but you survived. You learned to find food in the snow and ice, to use animal skins for warmth, and even to evade wolf attacks. You think this is as bad as it can get. But then a royal decree arrives, announcing that the court has decided to abolish the exile settlement and execute all exiles. You clench your fists, your eyes filled with despair. Some weep inconsolably, some despairingly take their own lives. Did you want to escape? But outside lies a vast, trackless wasteland, with no path, only death and the stillness of the night. You sit alone in the snow, gazing at the stars above, thinking of your aging mother back home, of your former study, and tears stream down your face. You finally understand that exile is not just a change of location but a journey of despair and death.